You're watching Radio VTV with Colorful Weirdo.
I'm DJ DynaMatt.
Let's kick things off with
Katie Culver.
Just running through one these days, transferring those away. I'm homebound and left to start. My diminishing grace, she cannot bear surprises, I cannot bear another cliche. Strange display like my broken heart.
the four elements of Radio VTV are science, art, music, and charity.
We start with the art, an interview with Attaboy, co-founder of High Fructose magazine.
Hey, DynaMatt, hit him with the theme song. You
are watching Radio VTV. Science, art, music, charity.
I am joined today with Attaboy, the co-founder of High Fructose magazine, and one of my favorite human beings on the entire planet. So Attaboy, for people who have never heard of High Fructose magazine,
yeah,
it's a lowbrow art magazine.
I don't know if I'd call it lowbrow.
We don't call it lowbrow anymore?
Not so much, no.
Okay.
We call it a new contemporary art.
New contemporary.
Which is a term which is a blanket statement, which means you can cover things that were lowbrow, street art, contemporary art, what's called blue chip or highbrow art, conceptual art, anything.
New contemporary.
New contemporary, which is a redundant term.
Yeah, because
on
contemporary
purpose.
means...
Exactly. It's almost like postmodern.
Nice.
So it's a wink to that it's new. It's always new. But it's also it's a big blanket statement so that we get freedom to do what we want and not be stuck in a specific scene or time, so that the publication can always grow and always take experiments and little deviations from it.
Well, so in some ways, it's almost like a documentation of, almost like a history book written live of the current art movements. And
Maybe.
And the nice thing is, you and the other co-founder, it's okay to say.
Yeah, of course.
So Annie has nice, dark, like gothy taste, and you have like bubblegum, rave, rainbow taste.
Okay.
And like the two, like they're like chocolate and peanut butter, like where
Well, thank you.
like they. Like when I'm flipping through it, I can almost guess like, okay, that's not a boy's choice, that's not his
You know,
choice.
I would say that when we first started, it was like that. But I have to say my partner and wife, Annie, is more drawn to plastic, prismatic, rainbow spewing baby toys of late. Betraying her goth roots probably, but then I am even. So it's interesting how that works. And also there's probably a third point of view, which is the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And also maybe even a fourth with the so the magazine is like the magazine could be considered like a conversation between the two of us. Like you were saying, like we have, where we do almost trade-offs of things, but more often than not now, we know what, quote, the baby needs. And the baby just doesn't, there's things that you'll eat, but you won't feed to the baby. So there's things that I really love, but I don't think it's right for the baby right now. So it's interesting how the project of the magazine, which we started from absolutely nothing, but have been doing for 20 years.
Holy cow, 20 years.
Yes, has its own voice and vision and agenda than we do even. So it also evolves as it goes, because we found that when magazines don't evolve, and
They go away.
Yeah, they go away, or they're just not fun to look at or to make.
Well,
So
yeah, you gotta enjoy it. I mean, you've been doing it for decades. So.
yeah, it's a long time. So
So I guess maybe I should probably disclose, like, one of the greatest honors of my life was writing for your magazine.
Oh, Lordy.
And I was a giant fan, and then I got to work with it, and then I even got to go to Comic-Con with you a couple of times. And I remember, like, an artist came up 2 years in a row, and he was showing his stuff, and he like really wanted it to be in the magazine. And I was kind of like, I'm like, look, man, I love your art, but it's like the magazine's like a pizza shop, and we make pizza, and so if you're bringing me mozzarella or like dough or cheese, then awesome. But you're bringing me cookies.
Yeah.
And like,
Sure.
I personally love
Sure,
cookies,
yeah.
but our customers don't come here for cookies, they come here for pizza.
I see.
Like, I'm like, keep making your cookies.
Yeah,
Like,
yes, definitely make your cookies.
but it might not be
It might not be at the pizza place.
Totally.
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. And this is the thing, is high fructose never claims to be the end-all, be-all of anything. In fact, like I said, it's more of a conversation of where we're at and where we want to go than anything. But you can look back on it as like, oh, it's a record of a certain time. We hope, because we've put in a lot of good years into it. But like you said, we can't encompass everything of every kind. But we try to look at, sometimes I'll say, and this is the other thing, is Annie and I both have different takes on things. So I may be saying something right now that she totally disagrees with. And that's really where we get into like good trouble, you know? And that's the fun part. So we have, at this very table, we have very, very intense, long-form conversations that take months. And then we do horse trading, and we also do a little bit of like long con sometimes. And we both know it. But I gotta say, so many times more, we know what the issue needs, and we know how to get it. So we're just like, okay, we need it, we know it. And there's always this unsettling thing. We always think that there's not enough art, and then all of a sudden we have way too much.
Oh, yeah.
So that always happens. So,
But it can spill into the next one.
Sometimes, but we make it so it has almost like a mixtape. So you get this great feeling from the beginning to the end. So it's not the same note over and over. Also, if an artist is very successful or well-known or famous, it doesn't mean they'll get the most pages in our magazine. Sometimes we've gotten things that were submissions that come in the mail that become 12-page features.
Oh, wow.
And I don't think that's the other good thing about, or a thing that is different about us, is that we get to dictate, that we have sections, but that also is defined by what's good. I was in a band a long time ago, and we were at
A&B.
and we were at we were doing a show, and the sound guy, the bass player asked the sound guy, hey, why is the DJ so loud? And the sound guy said, because the DJ's really good. So that I always remind myself of that, because sometimes you get something, and it could be something that I was just hesitant about, but Annie loves, and I'm all like, I don't know about this one, But we'll be working on layouts, or we'll be doing, or we honestly, this happens more than often than not, is we'll be learning about their story and where the things come from, and now I get really excited about it. So sometimes this happens often where we think something's going to be a 4-pager, it ends up being a 10 or 12. And it happens in reverse too. If something is, we're like, oh, we said everything we needed to in 4.
Yeah.
So and so that's unlike where you look through a lot of magazines and you'll see, okay, I get it. And then there's more. We try to make it where it's really, really punchy and efficient with people's energy, with their time and their attention.
Oh, yeah.
Not like, they're not bite-sized like Instagram or anything, because these are long-form articles usually, written by actual writers. Also, our content is dictated by us and us alone. So we assign them to great writers who have their own voice and do their own thing. We give them our notes on why we want to cover it, or what we find appealing or interesting, or something we want to investigate. But it doesn't mean, but we're not dictated by advertising in that way. Sometimes to our detriment. if you were a business person, you would be like, what are you doing? But we still do it, and thankfully, our advertisers who do advertise, and our readers, I think they can sense it, and they know that this is some place that comes from a place where we really appreciate, and that we're really interested in these things. We're doing a 12? It might be a 12-page feature on the mass traditions of European cultures.
Oh, wow.
In this next issue, which
So
is something
cool.
you would almost see in National Geographic.
Well,
But next to something, but,
I love National Geographic.
Yeah.
It's not that different.
oh, well, thank you.
Like,
We try to, we certainly don't have the budgets that they do. We're also not owned by, ABC or Disney or whatever they are.
Yeah.
But this, so this photographer, we found this photographer who is an expert, and he travels around all of Europe looking at all the things that are beyond Krampus, but beyond Krampus.
Nice.
All the different things they've been doing for generations.
Oh, wow.
And just because, and these traditions that they do, and how. So we end up, there's a part covering this woman's photography, but then also her research behind why all of these these people get costumed every, who knows when, and why and how long they've been doing it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So where can people find Fructose?
They can find them in most bookstores, and they can find them on highfructose.com. We have a lot of long-form content on there too, as well. And
the high is just HI, not
It's,
HI.
yes, it's like hello fructose, like hello bad stuff,
Yeah.
and that just was just something, we had the name before we had anything else. Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much
Yeah.
for taking the time
Of
to
course.
talk a bit about the
Yeah.
history
Yeah.
of this amazing magazine.
Yeah, and people's readership and their subscriptions really matter to an independent publication like us. It really does.
So go to highfructose.com and
Yeah.
check it out.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Belly of the beast is warm and pink. I traded all my claws for longer sleeves, and mama quilted songs for me to eat. Caravans of estuary beasts. I scratched the town till it overflows. And sword and squalls and sails they overthrow. But the calls of confidence can't catch the thief. The green-eyed monsters run right through their teeth. And they sing tooraloo-ra, 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 yeah. Swallow all the lamps to see the light. To annihilate the purpose of your sight. But the thickest skin can never be aroused. Impaled by hollow lessons, empty sounds. And they are tooraloo-ra, 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 yeah. You sense the earth that hovers at your door. A crippled clasp of memories carnivore. And to the teeth you bear the widest bones. From steady to steadfast, reclaiming the home. And they sing tooraloo-ra, 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 yeah.
This song was written about. Here you go.
We water you in the late afternoon, keep you inside at night. Move you outside in the daytime, put you where there's more light. Started you from unseen, and I've given you what you
to us. It's what gave soul to the DJ. The DJ invented hip hop. Let's see, the first scratch you would learn is called a baby scratch. Basically, you're just moving the record back and forth without using the fader. So when you find a fader, you can do a scratch called the forward scratch without hearing the back scrape. You just hear the forward sounds. And of course, the reverse of that is doing the reverse scratch, where you hear just the backward sound. Doing a little bit of a mixture of that. It's called a military or march scratch. You're just moving the baby scratch and then also using the fader, moving it on and off anytime you feel like. Those are the first, fundamental basic scratches you learn. That was the era where, scratching was in its first infant stages about 30 years ago. Skratching was invented in 1974 by Grand Wizard Theodore, and then it evolved to another DJ called Jazzy Jeff, and he did some scratches called the Transformer Scratch. All you're doing is moving the record back and forth, turning it on and off, making a transformer sound. Another scratch during that era is called a chirp scratch. Basically, it was with a whistle or a sound making a chirp sound, a bird. When Kubert started battling in the 90s, he busted out a scratch taught to him by DJ Flair back. And this was invented in '89. He busted it out in '92 at the World DMC battles. This is called the Flair Scratch. A Kubert specialty. He came back to Europe and got some ideas off a DJ out there and decided to use all the fingers. And by utilizing that, turning on the sound and turning off the sound in a faster and a quicker way, he called it the crab scratch. Of course, there's some advanced scratches out there, like things to manipulate, like tweak scratch is pretty advanced, turning off the sound. Made popular by Mixmaster Mike. I want some swipes down here. This is called the infinity scratch. All you're doing is drawing the infinity curves along the vinyl. Some other scratches called the Aquaman. Let's try that. These are all advanced scratches. Scratch popularized by DJ Flair is called the boomerang right here. So there's a zillion of these advanced scratches out there.
For science, we go to the UC Berkeley Museum of Paleontology and see a dinosaur skeleton.
that's when the doctor confirmed that I was colorblind. So today, we're opening up these glasses that my dad bought for me for my birthday. They're made by a company called Enchroma. Such a difference.
They worked!
Now for charity, we go to the Pinball Museum in Alameda.
You are listening to Radio VTV. I'm your host, DJ DynaMatt, and I'm joined today with Evan Philippi. How are you?
Good. Happy to be here.
So, yeah, you're the director of the Pinball Museum.
Yes, I'm the director of the Pinball Museum, elected in 2024.
Oh, okay. So if people haven't heard of the museum before, how would you describe it?
We're a true museum. We're a board-managed nonprofit. We've been here for about 23 years, and we have over 100 pinball games from the 1940s to current 2020s games that are all set on free play. We've kind of got an interesting business model. We have a single charge, and it lets you come in and out of the museum for the entire day to free play all these games.
That's so cool. It's like history, but it's living history that you can actually interact with.
It is. You know, the games are super poppy in terms of their artwork. You can really define the era of a game almost by the artwork and the colors used. So it is kind of a walk through pop culture, pop history, art history, color use, and then the different themes of the games. You can really tell what era you're in.
That's so cool. So now when is the museum open?
We're open Tuesday through Sunday every week, and we're open at 11 a.m. in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. Monday is the only day we're closed. That's our one day where we have a fix-it day, where we have about 10 volunteers come in to fix all the games issues that have popped up during the week. Since we have games from the 40s, 50s, 60s, through the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, we do keep a list of things that people notice to work on. So that's the one day we're closed, Monday, but every other day of the week we're open.
That's awesome. So people can just come in, they could get there as early as 11, pay the $22, and then go in and out all throughout that day and play pinball as much as they want.
They can. And $22 is our adult rate. We also have a $15 discount rate for students, seniors, military first responders. We have a $12 rate for children ages 5 to 12. Under 5 are free. And we also have a variety of other passes as well, Groupons, Discover and Go library passes for access.
Super cool. Now, you have a fundraiser going on.
We do. For the last 2 years, our main fundraising focus has been for a permanent building. What we have in the museum in Alameda available for people to play is a really small portion of our collection. We have 100 games here, but we actually have 1,200 more games stored in an old aircraft maintenance hangar on the Alameda Naval Air Station on the Point. And what we really wanted to raise money for is for a large permanent home where we can have all these games available to the public for play, all of our historical memorabilia, different exhibits that have been made. And that means fundraising for a 20 to 25,000 square foot building. So we always knew it would be a multi-year effort, but being able to bring the largest collection in the world to the public is really our main goal.
That's so cool. Now, where can people go online to learn more?
Our website is probably one of the best resources, which is www.pacificpinball.org. That's also where you can make a donation through PayPal anytime. But also following us on social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, or TikTok, it's another great way to see what we're up to.
Oh, it's so cool. And then there's also a deal if you go on Tuesdays.
There is. That's the best deal. It's kind of underground. It's a little bit of a secret, but Tuesday is a 2 for 22 Tuesday. 2 people get in for $22, so everyone's effectively $11 playing that day, making it our best rate. But it's also a great day to come in because it's not that busy during the week, and it's the date after we do the Fix It Monday, so most of the games are fixed, repaired, their issues have been sorted, so it's the most reliable day in the museum as well.
Oh, that's so awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us tonight. I really hope that the fundraiser goes well and that you're able to get a large space to hold that many pinball machines. It's already impressive. I can only imagine.
Yeah, thanks so much, Matt. We really appreciate it.
And a thank you to our sponsor, Rondo. It's what plants crave. It's got electrolytes.
Thank you to Log by Blamo.
Thank you to the handsome chums of MHA for the sponsorship.
And thank you to Enchroma for the sponsorship. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching, and to everybody who's been subscribing, commenting, and liking things. It really means a lot to me.
Then here we go. 1, 2, 3, go.